Yo everybody, welcome to another Watcher of Realms video from Infernum. In this one we're gonna do a matrix takeover for our friend Ari. He is in our third guild. He is a fairly new account, around 5 months-ish into the game, but I will say he is a lucky one because he has some of the meta heroes for matrix. The biggest issue here are going to be skill crystals because he doesn't have, for example, Demi is A0 without many skills. Rosalia the same, Beatrix lacks some here and there, Ezaret again not many skills on him and he's also A0, Vierna for the life of me I can't think of a better option, he doesn't have anything else. I tried a bit playing with the auto and Ajax could be a good replacement for the vulnerability, but I don't think it works out. We will see when I complete all the test and all the run and optimize everything. On the physical side, he does have an A3 Oren, which helps us a lot. And we will see what score we can get for him. Currently, he's around 110, 115 or so. And for sure, we can get him 130. Maybe we're gonna push it towards 160. We will see if we can get it. If not, for sure he will get it once he starts skilling up some of the heroes. For example, even just skilling up Rosalia for sure will get him above the threshold if it's really close. Now, as you can see, we are using Dolores. We don't have any better options. There is no Turza, there is no Dasomi, there is no Beelzebub on this account. Also, there is no Sun Wukong to tank the magical side. So there are quite a lot of things that are missing here. But regardless, we will make it work and we will get him a better score than he has now. Now, if you enjoyed this one, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a ton. It's a lot of work, and if you appreciate it, don't hesitate to show me either in a comment, either wherever you want. We have an active Discord community, so join there perhaps if you want to discuss more about this. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so we're starting with the magic phase, the bulwark form. Let's get right into the placements. Now they are really simple. What we want to do is place everyone in Eloin's range. So Ezaret goes here. We're gonna have Eloin around here to give him invigoration. Next up, our main DPS Valara goes on this platform and we're using the Aochan to apply Wings of Grace to her. And next up, normally I would put this on Demi, but Demi being without skills and day 0, she's not gonna benefit much from it, so we're placing it on Beatrix. And lastly, we can put the rest of heroes, Demi in the middle, Vierna on the left side, Rosalia here facing left, and lastly Cyrus facing right. Alright. So what you want to do as the fight starts, swap Ezaret. Now in this case, because he's not max skill, he takes a while to charge. The Aochan should stay in the healing mode. I'm not sure if I swapped her by mistake or... Alright. Now we're gonna have the first focus strike. We already have a Cyrus skeleton, so we don't need to do anything on this one. But remember to change Ezaret. In my case it takes a while for him to load, so there's that. Now add a second poison. The timing is fairly simple. After you notice this bar going past the halfway mark, we're gonna want to use Eloin's ultimate and that should cleanse everything. And now as the focus strike is about to hit, we're gonna want to use Cyrus ultimate, and around the 70% mark we can use Draylin also. Now, after the focus strike hits, we're swapping the Aochan to Inspiration. We're gonna wait a few seconds and start Rosalia. And now here, the Pact of Silence is starting. So, around the halfway mark, you want to activate Demi and Valara. And then, when it is really close to starting, we want to use everyone's ultimate, so we have them on auto. So for example, in this case, everything is on auto except for Vierna and the supports, the tank and the supports. Alright, so we're using this. As you can see, everyone is starting, and around the halfway of the Pact of Silence we can also use Vierna to clear some mobs. And now this is done, so we're stopping the auto ultimate, we're swapping the Aochan back to inspiration mode, and we also have to swap Ezaret back whenever he charges. Alright, so we're swapping Ezaret. Now we're gonna have the focus strike, so we're using Cyrus's ultimate. Now starting with this, the second round, you can also place the Wood Elf. Okay, everything looks peachy so far. Now we have the second poison, so as I said, around past the halfway mark we're gonna want to use Eloin's Cleanse. And now for the focus strike we want to use Cyrus, and when the bar is around 60-70% we want to use also Draylin. She's gonna give him a big shield and he will be able to live. So the focus strike is done, we're swapping the Aochan, we're starting Rosalia. And again around the halfway mark we want to start Demi and Valara manually, and for the rest, when the Pact of Silence is really close to starting, we're gonna turn on the auto ultimate. And we're also going to use our Vierna. Now you want to use her, kinda look at the mobs, when you see more mobs here you want to use her ultimate. Alright, now we're stopping the auto. The Pact of Silence is done, so we're swapping the Aochan back to healing mode. We have the first poison now, not much we can do. Remember to always swap Ezaret here. In my case he finishes all the stacks, so that's mostly because he doesn't have skills, but I think you should let him finish all the stacks depending on your account strength. Now for the focus strike we're gonna use Cyrus. We also should use the elf here. Now we have the second poison. Alright, and around here we're gonna use Draylin's ultimate and Cyrus's ultimate to make sure he lives. Alright, the focus strike is done, so we're swapping the Aochan back to inspiration. We're starting Rosalia. Around the halfway mark we're gonna start Demi and Valara manually, and for the rest turn on the auto when it's really close to being done. Alright, let's wait a few seconds. Alright, now we're gonna use also Vierna, and we're turning off the ultimates. Alright, swapping the Aochan back to healing mode. We have the first poison, this is nothing to worry about at this point. Swapping also Ezaret back to gathering stacks. Now the focus strike is hitting, so we're gonna use Cyrus's ultimate. We're also gonna put the Wood Elf. That should keep him alive. Keep in mind he's basically counting on his skeleton for the first focus strike, and for the second one we have Draylin's ultimate. Now again the second poison, using Eloin. And now for the focus strike, using Draylin and Cyrus whenever he's available. Okay, focus strike done, we're swapping the Aochan to inspiration. We're starting Rosalia as soon as she's ready. Around the halfway mark Valara and Demi, and then for the rest we can just turn on the auto. And we're gonna keep an eye on those mobs whenever. So for example now I see there are quite a few of them, so we're gonna use Vierna's ultimate to get rid of some or most of them. And that's pretty much it. Turning off the auto, swapping the Aochan back to healing mode. That's all stock standard so far. We're gonna get hit with the decay overflow, the first poison. Now we're gonna want to use Cyrus ultimate more precisely here, so whenever we see the focus strike bar appearing, also remember to swap Ezaret. Towards the later part of the stages, the times gets a little shorter, so you're gonna want to pay attention because as you can see, the timings get tighter and tighter. Now we have the second poison. We're gonna want to cleanse it, and now again for the focus strike we're using Draylin and also Cyrus whenever he is available. Okay, swapping the Aochan back to inspiration mode. Now as you can see, as I said, this gets shorter, so Rosalia doesn't have time to come back. But for this Pact of Silence, we're still going to use her, so turn on the auto ultimates, and she's gonna just barely catch the Pact of Silence, that's fine. Let's also use Vierna here to get rid of some of the mobs. And as the Pact of Silence is done, we're swapping the Aochan back to healing form. Alright, not looking the best until now, but still very good. Okay, now we're getting hit with the first poison. Now just as the focus strike is about to hit, the Cyrus timing gets a little tighter here because he needs to have the skeleton exactly when he's going to get hit, otherwise he dies. Okay, now we have the second poison, using Elohim to cleanse. Alright, that's great. And now for the second Pact of Silence, focus strike, we want to use Draylin. And Cyrus might not be back in time, but with the shield and then the skeleton coming back eventually, we should be able to keep him alive. Now we're swapping the Aochan. We're using Demi and Valara, and here we're turning on the auto ultimate. Now Rosalia doesn't come back in time for this one, so make sure to stop the auto ultimate before that. And remember to use Vierna. Let's actually also have a look at the damage. So as expected, Valara is doing most of it. Ezaret, yeah, Vierna is among the dead last, but I couldn't find a better option. I tried also Ajax, but he's not doing the best. Also he's without skills, without a lot of things. Alright. Now we have the first poison, nothing to do here. Oh, we should swap the Aochan. I forgot about that, but doesn't matter that much. We're swapping Ezaret, and now just before the focus strike hits, we're gonna have Cyrus place his skeleton and put the wood elf to heal him. As you can see, at this point he's taking quite a lot of damage, so it is what it is. Alright, second poison. And now we're also going to have the focus strike, so we're using Draylin to keep Cyrus alive. The focus strike is done. We are using Cyrus ultimate regardless to make sure we're keeping him alive. Alright, we're also using Rosalia on this one because she comes back. I mean, she doesn't come back, but we saved her. Okay, and towards the end part of on the focus strike, we're gonna use the auto ultimate, and whenever we see there are more mobs there, we're gonna want to use Vierna to clear most of them. Alright, stopping the auto ultimate here. Now it gets really tight on the timings, let's say, because Ezaret, not being skilled, he actually might not come back for the next Pact of Silence. Okay, we should swap the Aochan also. I'm too concerned about Ezaret. So we have Cyrus, his skeleton. Okay, he lived. Ezaret is swapped back to gathering stack mode, so that's great. We have the second poison. We want to use Eloin's ultimate. And now we're gonna swap the Aochan a little early and keep her in inspiration mode, because at this point we're not getting rid of many stacks, so yeah. Alright, using here Draylin. She puts a big shield. The Aochan is already swapped, so all that remains to do is to start Demi and Valara, and then turn on the auto. For this last one we're also going to have Rosalia. We're gonna use Vierna's ultimate. Alright. And seems that we're getting around 70k. For this team, I feel like it's the best we could do. Obviously, for sure, we can get a little more here and there, but that requires quite a lot of fine-tuning that is really not needed. So we're having around 73k. This is the high score on this one. Let's have a look at the damage. We're not gonna save this, but we're gonna save the auto. As you can see, this is a new high score. We're going to save the auto and use it later, because I haven't taken a good look at the physical phase, so we might need to change some gear there, so that's why I'm not saving it. So yeah. We have Valara, Ezaret. Even without skill he does quite a lot. Beatrix, Rosalia. Rosalia again should be way higher, but without skill she's not doing much. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Now we're gonna take a look at the physical phase and be back with it. Alright, moving on to the physical phase. The timings are much simpler on this one. Yes, you see, right, we have a Dolores here. Now I did try it a bit and I've gotten around 70k-ish, 72, 73k, and I think there is still some room for improvement, but we'll see. So we're starting off with Oren, and we're gonna give him invigoration from Nerissa, and also we're gonna wait for the inspiration to land on him. It's gonna be a little sword over his head, so there. Next up, we're gonna place Guan Yu and gonna give him Wings of Grace from the Aochan, not the Aochan, what do you call this, Dolores. Alright. Next up, we're gonna have Lycan placed here, and we're gonna give him Wings of Grace from Erlis. Next up, we're gonna have Estrid here and Elder here. We're gonna place Mina, and lastly Adrien can go here. Now, in terms of auto ultimates, we have mostly everything on auto except for a couple of things. We have the Oren Lightning, which is not on auto. We have Adrien, which we need to ult at a specific time for the big hits. And then we have Guan Yu, who kinda needs to be triggered at a specific time because he has his initial hit is something like a ton of AoE damage, so it's important that that hits in the Pact of Silence, not before that. And lastly we have Nerissa, which is not on auto because we need to cleanse with her. Alright, moving on. So this is quite simple, actually. We can put it on 2x speed. Now when the Pact of Silence is about to hit, we're gonna use Adrien, and that's pretty much all you need to worry about him. Now we're having the second poison, we're gonna use Nerissa to cleanse. And now we're gonna have the second focus strike, which Adrien can survive because he has a massive shield. Now here, you can go back to 1x, and as soon as you see the Pact of Silence, you're gonna click the auto ultimate. Alright, and Guan Yu you want to do somewhere around halfway of the bar. And lastly, we can also click the orange lightnings to make sure they land here. They land in the Pact of Silence. That's it. We can do X2 speed now. Nothing more to do. Alright. We're having the first poison. Now the focus strike, we're gonna use Adrian's ultimate to give him a big shield. We have the second poison here and we're gonna use Nerisa's ultimate to cleanse. And now the second focus strike. Now again we're taking it off. To X speed, we're gonna use this and we're gonna use Guan Yu and Orange Lightning. Now we can go again X2 speed. And basically that's what we're gonna do until the end. Make sure to turn off the auto after each phase. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna go full auto like this. Okay, second poison using Nerissa. Second focus strike, not much to do except take it off to X speed. And whenever you see the Pact of Silence again, use the auto ultimate and use Guan Yu around the halfway mark. And Orange Lightnings. That's it. Going back to X2 speed. As you can see, we're removing quite a lot of stacks, so we are around close to the middle and we don't have that many stacks. Okay, focus strike here, use Adrian's ultimate. Second poison, Nerissa. And now focus strike, we're gonna take it off to X speed and we're gonna use everyone's ultimate here. And Guan Yu when that bar is around half. And don't forget about the orange lightnings. That's it. Turning off the auto. Alright, focus strike again. You can ult with Adrian just as the focus strike is hitting. You don't need the precise timing because as you can see, even at the focus strike he still has plenty of ultimate remaining. So his shield is still there. Alright. Switching back to X2 speed. Let's take it off auto here. Focus strike. Nerissa for cleanse. And lastly, after this focus strike, we're gonna enable everyone's ultimate. So right here, using Guan Yu also and orange lightnings. Alright, we are around 60k. So that's really good. Turning off the auto. I have to say Adrian makes this really easy, at least the tanking part, because on the magic phase, not having, for example, someone like Sun Wukong to do it was really problematic. Alright. Going back to 2x speed. So we are around 70k with 1 minute remaining. Okay, we have another poison. Focus strike using Adrian. Cleansing with Nerissa. And then after this focus strike, we can use everyone's ultimate. So right about now, this should be good enough because it's the last round, so we actually want everyone's ultimate to finish. Using orange lightnings, and that's pretty much it. So let's see what the score is here. Let's use some more lightnings and a little bit of damage. So we got 78,000 almost. Now we're gonna try and see if we can get to 160k, but probably that's a little bit out of reach. Still a fairly good score. We're not gonna save it because I wanna still try some things on the magical side again, but As you can see, Oren does a lot of damage, Guan Yu, Lycan also does quite a lot of damage, Estrid is still fairly good, Adrian is good. The only two that kinda are not the best are Mina and Elder, but not much we can do about that because Elder is the Lord and Mina is the... Mina doesn't really have another platform replacement. Maybe we could try Akira, but I don't think that's great because Mina also helps the ones that she draws the attack from in terms of damage. Alright, stopping for this one now, and we're gonna move back to the magic phase and see if we can try something more, because at the moment we are just short of 160,000. Alright, so we finished both runs. This is the final score, close to 153,000. I think this is pretty crazy considering we are running a Dolores and most of the heroes are the way they are. Now, as you can see, I increased the score a bit on magic side, and this is just purely by gear. I haven't updated the auto, I just updated gear and rerun the same auto, and as you can see, there was quite a few thousand of points room of improvement, but unfortunately not enough to get us to 160,000. Now, let's get right into the gear. It's nothing special on Cyrus, we just have morale on him with some speed and some rage regen, all HP bonus mains. Now, part of the increase came from Valara. Here I added a crit damage amulet on her and she started doing a little more damage. The rest are attack bonus main. And obviously I also have an Arbiter Ring, and obviously if you have Unstoppable Force in a team like this, at least for this account, she's going to be the main DPS, so you want to use the best. Halloween, it's in standard healer set. I should have a little more speed, but unfortunately there is no other invigoration gear that I could use. Diao-chan, 50,000 attack. If you have an exclusive max, run that one. Unfortunately here is not, but just make sure you have the attack and the HP. The same for Halloween, make sure you have around 35k to 30k HP. I think 30k should be still fine. Draylin, she's nothing special. A lot of HP with wherever we could, some speed and rage regen and healing effect. I think we don't have a lot of them, but I'm also running her exclusive. That's pretty much it. For Demi, this is where most of the damage increase came from on the score increase, because I swapped, she was in triple attack and I swapped to a speed amulet and a crit damage ring. Unfortunately I don't have any cultist ones, for sure that would have helped. But aside from that, she is in one attack, one speed and one crit damage with whatever gear I had for the left side. Now Rosalia is in Hell's Lament. She's running triple attack. Part of the increase in score was also from this curse ring that I used on her. But to be completely honest, probably if you have a crit damage one, that would be great. She has some pretty good pieces, but unfortunately the speed is really low. I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes, but for sure that would help a little. Beatrix, the same. I added a crit damage ring here. Those are the overall stats. Keep in mind you don't need a ton of HP on them because you're swapping Diao-chan between phases and the damage reduction from her is enough to keep them alive. For Ezaret we have an Eye of Sin and triple attack. And for Vierna also we put a crit damage curse ring. Since she doesn't need speed, I had something like this, but the rest of the gear is not really that good. And I don't think she's the better option to use. Unfortunately there was nothing else on this account. Now for Elder, Infernal Roar. he's not the best DPS, but we need him as Lord, and I didn't have any more Wicked Vengeance, so I had to make use of whatever best pieces I had left. Adrian is in the new Undying Savage set. He tanks quite well, so if you get him to around 95k HP, you can put as much damage on him as possible. All of them are HP bonus with some crit rate, crit damage and speed in substats. Now Guan Yu, it's in triple attack. I didn't quite had any good crit damage piece to use on him because mostly he was running low on crit rate, and the soulbound pieces, as you can see, have fairly high crit rate, so I couldn't really replace them with crit damage. Estrid again, it's in triple attack. Again, ideally you would want more crit damage on her and stuff like that, but for now this will do. Erlis, quite a lot of HP. Again, I don't think she needs this much. Some speed, some heal effect, and that's pretty much it. You don't need anything else for her. Oren has a crit damage Arbiter Ring. The other two are attack. Unfortunately, not the best, but given his A3, he does quite a lot, so that's completely fine. Lycan, here we have quite a lot of HP on him, but we don't need it. It's just the way it turned out. I think he does have a lot of base HP, I guess, so that's why it turned out with this much HP. But anyway, as you can see, ideally more crit damage on him. Those are the pieces that I still had for him. Nerissa, a lot of attack. She applies inspiration on Oren, so it's important to use the golden scarab and a lot of attack on her. Sadly, I had to sacrifice the heal effect, but it is what it is, and as you saw, no one died. It's completely fine. Gretchen really doesn't matter. Apparently, I put on her some weird mixed build. I think here we should have a Hell's Lament, but she doesn't do damage. She's there just for the crit damage increase for the other heroes. And lastly, the star of the show, Dolores. We are around 13,000 attack. This is whatever we had best for her. Of course, her amulet, but it doesn't do anything. Perhaps with better left side gear like Warlord, we could do better. And that's pretty much it for this. I'm sure there are some things which could be improved here and there. A little more crit damage on someone, a little more attack on someone, and things like that. But to be honest, we already spent quite a few hours on this, like 7-8 hours on this takeover, and there is no point in this because, as I said, he's really close. Whenever he gets some skill crystals to skill up those heroes, he can just put the gear back from the plants and rerun the autos, and that's literally it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. I really enjoyed making this one, a more early to mid game guide. And if you did so, do not hesitate to let me. See you in the next one. Bye bye.